Good evening and welcome to the VC3 News Update for Monday, July 24th, 2023. I'm Shalisa Nanton. First, in our local stories, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said on radio yesterday that he has listened to everyone on the issue pertaining to the crime situation in the country, and many important ideas have come to the fore regarding crime. Dr. Gonsalves, who is out of state on official business, called in on WFM's Issues at Hand program. He told the host that where crime is concerned, there may be root causes as well as proximate causes.
But whether the cause for a crime is a root cause or a proximate cause, it takes place through the agency of a human being, where that person chooses to commit a particular crime. I think that is a very important issue we must always keep in the forefront, because very often you hear comments that everybody else is responsible for a crime, so even except the person who actually commits the crime. And the matter here is, why does someone choose to commit a crime, whatever the nature of the crime?
The Prime Minister said, looking at factual observations, most serious crimes are committed overwhelmingly by young males, and most of them who commit these crimes come from broken or dysfunctional homes. He further added that such young males who commit these crimes and come from these dysfunctional or broken homes, invariably they do not take advantage of the educational or other opportunities available for advancement. He said, notwithstanding this, it must be acknowledged that overwhelmingly the young males in our society do not commit serious crimes.
Remember, the Commissioner of Police pointed out that from his own assessment, if you listen to him carefully, that this may involve at the maximum no more across the country, no more than 100 persons. Remember he said that?
Yes.
So the majority of young males, by far, take advantage of the educational opportunities available for training and other opportunities which are available for their advancement. Most of these young males, but not all of them, a substantial number of these young males overwhelmingly, who come from the broken homes or homes which are dysfunctional, they come from a community in which there may exist a network or a culture among some persons of criminal misconduct.
Dr. Gonsalves said these individuals are people who are very much attracted to that particular kind of trade, and the fascination of guns come into play because the guns support the kind of activity that they are involved in.
Then other things happen. As young males, they begin to fight over territory, sometimes competition over, and some people don't want to hear this, over women. You notice that I'm not just talking about one dimension, I'm talking about all the various dimensions. And that these persons invariably have a very little restraint when situations of conflict arise. Now, look at the other side. How many persons, you see hardly anybody who is involved in sports, involved in culture, involved in the cadet corps, before that the scouts, or community organizations. Hardly any of those persons you see come before the magistrates court or the high court.
On Wednesday, July 19th, a mass shooting in the Harbour Club area of Upper Bay Street, Kingstown, left 5 dead and 1 hospitalized. Local police said that officers responded to calls of a shooting in the area at about 8 p.m. Wednesday and found at the scene 4 people dead and a 5th wounded, who was transported to a local hospital where they later died. In related news, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said the Regional Security System, RSS, as well as authorities in Canada will be assisting the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force with investigations into last Wednesday's mass shooting in Kingstown. Dr. Gonsalves said on WeFM's Issues at Hand program that every effort is being made to get to the bottom of the horrific and fatal incident.
I have seen in St. Lucia, phenomenal growth, the exponential growth in homicides. What is fascinating here is that when Kenny Anthony was there and it went into the 40s and early 50s, I'm talking homicides per year, and Justin said, oh, put us in and we'll solve it. We jumped to the 60s and now already I think it's in the 70s. Now, we see the exponential rise in Barbados. And it cannot be taken out of all the regional context. And an outlier in our part of the world is Grenada, which has been able to keep its numbers down. So we also have to look at that.
Dr. Gonsalves said he understands what is happening and devising ways to keep the country safe, and he will continue to do so. However, the Prime Minister said everyone has to work together to tackle the situation. And more on the local scene, Minister with responsibility for finance in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Honorable Camilo Gonsalves, has assumed the chairmanship of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank Monetary Council for 2023 to 2024, following a ceremony held Friday, July 21st, 2023 at the Beachcombers Hotel. In his remarks at the ceremony, outgoing chairman of the ECCB Monetary Council, St. Lucia's Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Honorable Philip Pear, said he passes the mantle with great optimism and unwavering confidence. A release from the API says Honorable Philip Pear has been credited with initiatives such as greater inclusivity in financial decision-making, along with the draft Eastern Caribbean Deposit Insurance Cooperation Agreement and Bill, allowing for greater protection of depositors of licensed financial institutions within the ECCU. In May of this year, 2023, the ECCU launched its first mutual fund. Work is also advancing towards the creation of the Regional Credit Bureau to be launched in Antigua and Barbuda later this year. Meanwhile, Minister Gonsalves said his first order of business will be to advance financial accessibility and financial literacy within the ECCU, including increased financial stability within the sub-region through the establishment of a deposit insurance framework. The Finance Minister has committed to further developing a renewable energy infrastructure investment facility and improved access to green climate finance markets. He also highlighted the importance of advanced digitalization in the OECS member states and emphasized the need to embrace the promise of the digital economy while avoiding its potential pitfalls and by this improve connectivity. Honorable Camilo Gonsalves has assumed chairmanship of the ECCB Monetary Council at the time when the entire region is in recovery stages following the global economic downturn resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic. He said it is a time for fresh hope, it is a time for greater unity, not a fragmentation, and it is a time for us to realize the benefits and value of the institutions we have and the role that these institutions can play in carrying us forward. The ECCB Monetary Council includes the ECCU territories of Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And those are the local stories. Continue watching on VC3 channel 114 for the regional and international news update, along with the VC3 sports update.